Good morning, Hornets, and welcome back to your day's edition of Beach Grove Student News. I'm Jordan Dishman.
And I'm Anne-Marie Passianis. Today we'll be taking a look at food hunger, Mark Zuckerberg, and as always, sports.
But first, here's Navazi with your weekly weather forecast.
Good morning, Hornets. Today we will have a partly cloudy day with a high of 30 and a low of 16. Tomorrow we will have a sunny day with a high of 37 and a low of 23. On Saturday, Hornets, we will have another sunny day with a high of 47 and a low of 28. Hornets, even though it's going to be sunny, don't let it fool you and keep a jacket handy just in case. And for the fun fact of the day, in Georgia, we don't say I'm having a bad day, we say that we woke up on a left leg. That's it for weather today, Hornets, and now to toss it back over to you guys at the desk.
Last Thursday, there was an unexpected fire drill that made many students and staff quite upset. Kinsey went on and got more on this unexpected event.
Good morning, Hornets. This morning took an unexpected turn before the bell rang when the fire alarm went off. Students evacuated the building, but because school had not officially started, teachers could not officially count students. With rumors going around about what happened, I asked students how they feel about the unexpected fire drill.
The fire drill is kind of like jarring, to be honest, because we don't usually have those before 8 a.m. and I got here kind of early today, so when it went off, I was like confused. I've heard someone pulled it. I've heard people are like mad that we didn't get a delay, so they pulled it themselves to make a delay. I don't know, man. It's crazy.
I then asked Daphne Beck how she feels about what happened this morning.
To be honest, when the fire drill was going on, I didn't even know what was going on. I was sitting in my friend's car in the parking lot, and I just saw these fire trucks pull in and all these cop cars, and I was like...
To clarify the rumors, the fire drill was accidentally pulled by a construction worker, so there is no need to worry. I know this morning started off rough, but try and turn it around and make it a terrific Thursday, Hornets. I'm Kenzie, now back to the desk.
The Winter Guards and Percussion had their community night on Monday where friends and family could see their progress so far this season. Molly got more on the subject in our talented Beach Grove Hornets.
Monday night, the Winter Guards and Percussion had their community night. All groups have been working very hard for this season. I spoke to Harley Witt on how she thinks the Guards are doing and how she thinks they will do throughout the rest of the season.
I think the Guard did very good. JV's music stopped halfway through, but they kept on doing what they needed to do. Varsity did good. They caught their tosses. They did what they needed to do. 6th grade Guard, they did great. There was only 4 of them. They did good.
The Winter Percussion also did a fantastic job at the community night after getting their music only 2 weeks ago. I spoke to Erica Settles and Liam Carney on how they think that the percussion will do for the rest of the season.
I think we did pretty well considering it was our first performance and a bunch of the kids didn't perform in front of anybody before.
I think we did great since we've only had our music for like 2 weeks. So.
That's all from me today, Hornets. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and back to you guys at the desk.
Many people around the world suffer from hunger but go unhelped around the world. Here's Madison Allen on this crisis.
As most of us are very fortunate to have food, others do not. There are more than 795 million people that are not getting enough food in this world. As more countries are developing, which means more people are causing for less food to our population, I talked with Mr. Barker to see how they being without food.
So I've never had to go hungry, but I can't even imagine how it would be to go hungry just because your basic needs aren't met, so everything else that you would do would be so much more difficult.
As we are having our full course meals, some people do not think twice about wasting or just throwing away food that they didn't finish. With doing that, we also get rid of the other food others could be eating. Maybe you should think twice before throwing out some food you may not have wanted or needed to waste.
You may know about Mark Zuckerberg, but do you know how he came to be the founder of Facebook? Here's Chase with more.
Mark Zuckerberg, as you know, is the CEO and creator of Facebook. But how did he get so successful? Mark was born on May 14, 1984 in White Plains, New York, to Edward Zuckerberg and Karen Kempner. Although he was born in White Plains, he grew up in Dobby Hills. Mark enrolled into Harvard University in 2002, but after just his sophomore year, Zuckerberg decided to drop out. And on February 4th, 2004, Facebook was launched. Facebook is the most popular social media site with over 1 billion users. So I asked my friend if he used Facebook and if he knows people who use it.
So I personally don't have a Facebook account, but people in my family and like older generations do, which I guess kind of speaks to how I feel the platform goes nowadays. Is there are less and less young people on it, and it's more just people who got on it when it was really popular and kept their accounts or like remember it as what it was.
As you can see, Facebook is insanely popular, and that's not to mention that it's been running for 15 years. All this has helped to make Mark Zuckerberg the 8th richest man in the world. That's all from me. Now back to you guys at the desk.
Now let's toss it over to Jacob Skinner for sports.
Good morning, Hornets, and welcome back to sports. In Beech Grove news, boys basketball has a game tomorrow against Triton Central. It will be away. JV will start at 6, and varsity will start at 7:30. In NBA news, the NBA is back in action with the Bucks facing the Pistons, and the Heat facing the Hawks, Nets facing the 76ers, the Grizzlies facing the Kings, and the Rockets of Houston facing the Golden State Warriors. John Beilein, the Cavs coach, has officially resigned and will have a new role with the Cavaliers. This is his first season as Cavs head coach, with the Cavs having a record of 14-40. Here are the standings for the NBA. The Bucks are number 1 in the Eastern Conference. The Raptors are number 2, Celtics number 3, and the Heat number 4. For the Western Conference, the Lakers are number 1, the Nuggets are at number 2, the Clippers are number 3, and the Jazz at number 4, surprisingly. In NFL news, the NFL offensive tackle Greg Hardy and free agent wide receiver Quan Bray were arrested at St. Malcolm border checkpoint near the United States and Mexico border. This week, according to an official statement from the Department of Justice in Western District of Texas. The statement provided by ESPN's Adam Schefter alleges that Robinson and Bray were in possession of 157 pounds of marijuana, which was stored inside several large duffel bags in the rear cargo area of the vehicle that they were driving. Ryan Newman leading the final, in Dakota 500 News, Ryan Newman was leading the final lap of the NASCAR's Daytona 500, which then was involved in a crash Monday that saw his car spin and go airborne, flipping several times. Fox television commentators said Newman was removed and taken directly to the local hospital. Ryan Newman is being treated at Hymax Medical Center, according to a statement posted on Twitter by Rouse Fenway Racing. He is in severe condition, but doctors have indicated that his injuries are not life-threatening. Myles Garrett was in big trouble with the NFL after he hit Mason Rudolph in the head with his own helmet. So I went out and got more on this.
Good morning, Hornets. Today I will be talking about Myles Garrett's reinstatement to the NFL and why Mason Rudolph is so upset about this. Myles Garrett, a star defensive end for the Cleveland Browns, was in an incident with Mason Rudolph, hitting him in his head with his own helmet. So I talked more about this. I think Myles Garrett getting reinstated is kind of a joke to the NFL because of how he kind of hit a guy in the head with a helmet, and people have been indefinitely suspended for way less than that, and endangering people. Mason Rudolph is very upset about this event because Myles Garrett keeps accusing him of using racial terms during this whole event, and he says he hasn't, and he's going to take legal actions as suing him for this event. That's all for me. I'm going to send it back to the sports desk.
Thanks, Jacob. That's all for today's segment of Beech Grove Student News.
Teachers, don't forget to hit that bell icon and subscribe button to get notified every time we go live.
Also, don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Beech Grove Student News.
Also, Hornets, don't forget that our Champions Together game is on Friday night at Triton Central.
Are you interested in riding the fan bus? It will be leaving at 6:20. Be sure to sign up in Fangam's room no later than 3 o'clock on Friday.
The admission price will get you into the game for $5, but the fan bus is always free. I'm Jordan Dishman.
And I'm Anna Marie Passianos. Have a thriving Thursday, Hornets.